You're watching the Calvary. Oh man, young black people, you have no idea what racist whites have in store for you. And I hope you're able to check out the video about Sheldon's story with working with Paula Deen. Look, what comes along with the N-word is just straight terrorism. All right? You don't have any memories of having a happy day or having a happy moment. And off in the cuff, right next to you, down the street, or just a little bit in a parking lot, it doesn't matter. You hear a white person, a racist white person saying, nigger. See what I'm saying? You don't understand that. Some of you are like, well, that doesn't seem too bad. You ain't felt it. You think you listen to these white people online, they're saying to you, it's just a word, it's just a word. No, they're trying to convince you to go backwards in time. In order for you to go backwards in time, you have to be willing. It's like the Jewish people. They were not willing to get on the train if they knew that they were going to go to gas ovens or to be shot in a line. They told these people that, well, we're just going to go ahead and just, take you to a nice encampment. No, they were going to take them to gas ovens. They were going to kill women, men, and children. They were trying to eradicate these people. So what white people do, they do this with, think about this. They're lying to fellow white people. So what do you think they're doing to you online? They're lying to you. They're trying to convince you it's just a word. No, 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 no. These white people strike like cowards. They will mass up on you, fill a pickup truck with 30 men, as many as they can fit in there with shotguns and everything else and a burning cross, and go to your household and there's only 3 or 4 people in it, and you got to fight against 30 and they got guns and you didn't even know they were coming. And they're like, come out, niggers. Come on out. Face your reckoning. You don't know. You don't understand. You didn't have to live through that. Admittedly, I didn't have to live through that either. I do bask in the glory of this future haven. But I'm not a fool. That's because I lived through a different time period in which me and my mother took me on, man, it was a nice outing here in Chicago. I was about 10 years old. Now you got to understand that. That's about 30 years ago. I was about 10 years old. And she wanted to take me out to this little festival up north in Chicago. And I'm not talking about being up north in terms of the United States. I mean the north side of Chicago, Lincoln Park. And they had a bunch of people. I mean, these were nice people. There were all types of people there, Asian, white, black. I mean, we represent the black people. And, white men, white women. And everybody was just supposed to make snow castles and snow sculptures. Just a nice winter's day. And after everything was said and done, I mean, everybody was nice. I mean, these were artists, and I was just a little tiny fellow 10-year-old artist. I got a lot of compliments. My mom got compliments. Everything was great. These were non-racist white people. But on the way home, on the way leaving Lincoln Park, a van drove up, slowed down, full of grown white men, and said, hey niggers, and then started driving off. You see that? Now we're talking about a woman who was about 31 years old and her 10-year-old son. They strike when that male is not old enough to do anything about it. They strike when it's only a black female present and she has to concentrate on protecting her little child. But you think it's still okay for these white people to put you under that type of stress, that type of duress, so that they can have a little fun? That's because you're stupid and insane. This will happen to you over and over and over again until you can't take it anymore. You have to stop them right where they're at, right in their tracks. You have to stop the Mel Gibsons. You have to stop the Paula Deens. You have to stop the Michael Richards. You have to stop the Don Imuses. Yes. Yes, you damn well do. They just have to go away. You have to stop the Dr. Lauras. They just have to go away. Just so that you can live in peace. You'll be happy on a summer's day, just on your way, just doing normal stuff, man. Walking through a park, just down Michigan Avenue, and some white fool be like, nigger. Is that the way you want to live? Or how about another guy that I knew, man? He worked at an architectural firm, and what he did was just run the blueprints. And he remembers being a young black man just walking down the sidewalk, streets of Chicago, downtown, and a couple of white dudes he was walking by. One of them just hauled off and punched him in the stomach, duffled him over, completely lost his breath, and they were like, nigger. But see, that's okay with you. See, they're not telling you, them people ain't coming on your page telling you those truths. I am. I'm not trying to distract you from your future. Because if you let this go, this go, your forefathers and foremothers past will be your future. And that's stupid if you allow it to happen. That's stupid if you allow yourself to be distracted by some silly ass fool who fucked up their lives. You should not have to live with other people's fuck ups. You're responsible for your own life. You're responsible for your own kids' future. Don't let a failure lead you down the wrong road. Don't let a failure lead you down the wrong road. Look, I've seen some of you guys on his page, and you're being straight up honest with them. You're saying, look, I can't roll with you on this one. And I applaud you, brothers, for that, because you know what's at stake. You're standing for the better treatment of African American people, and you're just not willing to throw your fellow African Americans under the bus just because, hey, he wants to fuck up, just because he wants to kiss white racist ass all damn day long. Look, dude's all over the place in his videos, and he's just really trying to deflect and distract you from what you're supposed to do as an African American. All the other races stand up for themselves, whether if it's Jewish, whether if it's Asian, whether if it's Latin, whether if it's immigrants. Even Asian people stand up for themselves. And if you say something about gay people, your ass is gone as well. If you say something about Jewish people, your ass is gone as well. But again, he's all over the place, and he's using black women tactics. I can see this dude's pussy. All right, look, haven't you noticed that if anything goes down that he sees, whether friend or foe, he's like, what about me? He always finds himself right in the middle saying, but what about me? That's black women. Black women do that. So even you by now should be able to see this brother's pussy. Black people like him are saying that racism is your fault. Black people, all you competent black people, racism is your fault, with no real explanation for it. Basically, they're saying, well, you say the N-word, so therefore you brought it on yourself. Now, how does that explain the past when black folk didn't ask to be put in chains, didn't ask for bondage, didn't ask for slavery? How is that black people's fault? But now, all of a sudden, turn of the century, 2013, it's your fault. Dude, that's called working for the other side. I mean, it's pathetic if you're blaming your side for what somebody else is doing to you. Look, for the rest of y'all, I was called all the same names by black people. Black as night, black as midnight, all types of shit. But see, I ain't no punk. They call me those names and more. But I'll be damned if I sit up here and allow white people to call me nigger on my happy day. Just going outside, walk outside, nigger? Oh hell no. He's okay with it, and others like him are as well, but I'm not. I'm just happy that Advice Show is on my side on this one. He ain't for this dumbass shit. And he ain't for these dumbass Negroes sitting up here kissing racist white ass just to appease Massa. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Look, in his video, he's double speaking. Reverse psychology, he's double speaking for a reason. So he can deny it later. So he can say, see, you fools, I said that in the video. It's insane. I hope you don't fall for it. But check this out. Let me explain what these black morons actually are saying to help the racists. What they're trying to say is that if you drive your car down the expressway and you get off the expressway, get a sandwich, and come on back home, they're saying that it's okay for a white person to steal your car, drive down the expressway, get off, grab a sandwich, and go on back to their home. And you can pick your car up later. Now, to me, that's disrespectful. To me, that's auto theft. But he's saying, accept it. You've been driving your car the way you wanted to, exactly the way you wanted to, so they should be able to drive your car exactly the way that you've been driving your car as well. What's wrong with that? You're being set up. This dude ain't on your side. The heart of the Voting Rights Act was stripped out yesterday by the Supreme Court, and they're already moving to make sure that it's impossible for the blacks in the South to vote, like in the Jim Crow era. There's nothing that brothers like me can do to save you if you don't fight for yourself. Thanks to you passive, weak-minded fools, you black fools, attacks by racist whites, it's imminent. You have to understand this, and this is basically a desperate plea. I'm gonna go back to the young black man who was hit in the stomach, man. And again, this was 30 years ago. And I'm gonna say this too. 30 years ago, this is way past Jim Crow. Way past some of that neither him or I had to deal with. But let's go back to him. Look, these white racists are not going to tell you that they're going to attack. They're going to be sitting up here walking down the street all happy-go-lucky, and then they're going to strike. And they've thought this shit out. So what do you think you're going to do? You're going to go ahead, you're going to regain all your strength after being hit, and you're going to try and chase after this person and maybe catch up with them. But again, they thought this shit out. They're going to walk into a store and they're going to tell that manager, hey, there's this black guy, man. He has a problem with me and I didn't even do anything and he's chasing me. And what is the manager going to do? And let's say it's a black manager like dude who's in support of Paula Deen. He's going to throw your ass under the bus. And he's going to side with that white person, just like he sided with Paula Deen. Think about this. He's going to tell you, he's going to be like, well, you know, all them Negroes is killing each other. There's black men killing each other. So I think that a white person should be able to punch us and call us nigger anytime, you know. He'd rather side with the racists. Or she'd rather side with the racists. It's easier that way for them. They're weak. But let's say for the sake of argument, it's a white manager. Well, that white manager is going to tell you as a black person, you need to leave my store before I call the police on you, sir. Yeah. And that asshole racist is going to be sitting up there smiling in the background like, yeah, see, told you, nigga. And ain't nothing you can do about it. And that's just to ruin your day. To make you just so boiling mad, so angry, and they get a charge out of that. You can't follow that dude's piss poor leadership. His life is his fuck ups. Don't let him drag your shit down. It's terrorism, white terrorism. That's what the N word is. So it's a white terrorist word. It's built to get just a fear out of you. And the fear just doesn't come from, you know, the ether. It comes from a place. It comes from a place of duress. It comes from a place where they attack you before or after they say the word. It's implanted in you, that fear. So you're not fearful now because you don't realize what could be coming for you. What they used to do to black people, black males, black women, it didn't matter who. They would ride down the street in pickup trucks with a 2x4, and they would just whack black people in the head, just bust their head. Some of them would just end up with brain damage because of it. And they would be like driving away happy and cackling. Nigger, ah, nigger. You sure you want to live like that? Huh? You sure you want your cousin messed up like that? Your brother messed up like that? Your sister messed up like that? Your mother messed up like that? Your father messed up like that? Your uncle messed up like that? You want to sit there and just look at this person that you knew as a vibrant human being, dribbling, can't even feed themselves? Is that what you want? Because I'm telling you, they're not telling you the full truth. Why are you believing them? White ain't right? Don't believe that crap. Look, whites, and they're doing this on the internet, they always try to get insecure black people and insecure white people to believe all white people say the N-word. And that's bullshit. They do this so they can feel better about the evil that they're doing, about their fucked up thoughts. They don't want to be all alone in their racism. They want to drag everybody else down with them. So if you are strong and black and believe that Paula Deen is a racist bitch, and if you are anything else, whatever race, whatever gender, even if you are gay or lesbian, and you don't believe in racism, rate, comment, and subscribe. You have been watching The Calvary. I'm out.